Championship leader Marcus Grunholm swept the road for everyone yesterday and still sits an impressive 7 seconds out of the lead. Today, Grunholm may be quicker yet, having the road swept ahead of him. But in its short history, no other car than a Ford has won the Rally of Cyprus. And after the first day, 3 of the top 5 positions, including leader Colin McRae, are all in blue ovals. Gravel rallies, though, are unforgiving on equipment, and a driver's run can turn upside down in a moment's notice. Will McRae or Grunholm push each other past the limit of their cars? Leg 2 of the Rally of Cyprus is next. Cyprus, sun, sea, and sand for 51 weeks a year, but for the other, it's speed, suspension, and stones as the World Rally Championship hits the island. Hi everybody, I'm Ralph Shaheen. Welcome to action from day 2. The island of Cyprus lies in the eastern Mediterranean, south of Turkey and west of Lebanon. 2002 is the 30th running of the Cyprus Rally, but only the 3rd time it's been a part of the World Rally Championship. Day 1, 6 stages saw plenty of drama. First to hit problems was Peugeot's Gilles Panizzi. This roll cost Gilles and his co-driving brother Hervé precious seconds. No lasting damage was done, but the incident ended any real chance of a good result. Gilles, though, was still in a playful mood as he prepared to hand the damaged 206 over to his mechanics to fix. His teammate, the reigning world champ Richard Burns, had a frustrating day. His first gravel rally in a Peugeot saw him struggle with the car's setup, and he ended day 1 in 9th place, almost collapsing with heat exhaustion after the day's last stage. But the unluckiest man on day 1 had to be Petter Solberg. Widely tipped to take his first World Rally victory in Cyprus, he spun and spun again.
Hairpin right, open.
And had rear transmission problems that stopped him completely on stage 3 when his Subaru's fly-by-wire throttle cable fell off the pedal, costing him nearly 4 minutes to fix.
Unbelievable, my luck.
I don't want to say anymore. I'm normally quite happy, but now yeah.
It took 10 minutes of sympathy from Solberg's former teammate Colin McRae to cheer up the distraught Norwegian, but then he set the fastest time on the next stage, underlining the fact that he could have won here. There was more bad luck for his colleague, Tommy Mäkinen. Rear suspension problems and a blank display screen slowed the 4-time world champ who ended day 1 in 5th. Championship leader Marcus Grunholm had expected to lose time by running first on the road, but the rally's move to April meant that most of the loose gravel had been washed away by the winter rains, and he ended the day in 2nd place. Carlos Sainz, though, was another to hit problems. Drive shaft and power steering failure meant the unhappy Spaniard would be 23rd when the rally returned to the host city, Limassol. Instead, it was Ford's 2 young stars who shined. 21-year-old Francois Duval was fastest on stage 2 and so led a round of the World Rally Championship for the very first time. While it was Marco Martin who was quickest on the next stage and so took his turn to lead the rally. Even a puncture couldn't slow him down. His co-driver Michael Mark was quick to recognize as a pair crossed the finish line.
Thank you, Pirelli.
But the day belonged to Colin McRae. The little finger he broke in Corsica is no longer troubling him, and he was fastest on 2 of the day's 6 stages to lead the rally by a little under 7 seconds. Among all the dramas, the strength of the Skoda Octavia and some fancy footwork helped Kenneth Eriksson to end day 1 in 6th place, while there were also 2 Hyundais in the top 12, Freddie Loix heading the Korean team's challenge in 7th, just outside the points. Loix's old team Mitsubishi have been looking forward to returning to gravel, but all 3 of their cars were off the pace and well down the leaderboard. This, in fact, was how that leaderboard looked after the first 6 stages. McRae McRae's lead over Grunholm just 6.9 seconds, while the further 11 covered the Ford pair in third and fourth. Behind the top six, Harry Rovanpera was threatening Loix with Richard Burns and Armin Schwartz battling for ninth. Petter Solberg had a day to forget yesterday, but since Colin McRae had a chat with him, the Norwegians are on a tear. Day 2 begins when we return. Day 2, the longest of the Cyprus Rally, would see a further 8 stages to the west of Limassol, in the hills near the resort of Pathos. 3 in the morning, 3 in the early afternoon, and 2 final stages in the late afternoon will keep the crews on the road for over 14 hours. In the clear light of a Cyprus dawn, the crews would afford a moment or two to relax before they tackled stage 7.
It's a lead, but it's not a huge lead.
No, it's not huge, and there's still 2 days to go, so we just need to keep on pushing, and hopefully we can be quicker than Marcus.
Harry, you're 8th overall going into day 2. You've got Freddie Loix just 2 seconds in front of you. You must feel you can catch him on the first couple of stages.
Today is very long day, and if we try very hard and going well, we can doing.
I have a few big boys behind me, and Kenneth is just in front of me, so I think if we want to win some places, we're gonna have to flat out.
Stage 7, the day's first, a 6-mile sprint with the top 15 now running in reverse order. It was the Skoda of Gabriel Pozo which had the task of running first. But many eyes were on the man running second on the road, Petter Solberg. He might have lost over 4 minutes yesterday, but Solberg hadn't given up. He and Phil Mills were 6 fastest on the stage.
2 right minus, keep in half long, opens 40. Late 2 left minus, tightens 1 over narrow, slippy bridge. 20. 3 right plus. Opens 30, don't cut 2 right minus. Opens, flat 6 of a crest, extra long, 100. Keep right of a crest, 60, 2 left plus, tightens minus. 60. Line into 2 left plus, tightens minus into 2 right minus. Opens 4, keep in of a crest, slow 30, 2 left minus, tightens. 40, 1 right plus, tightens narrow. 60, don't cut, early 6 right, 30, flat 6 left of a crest, 60, short 6 right, slippy break in 30, don't cut, 1 left plus, tightens and opens half long, 20, flat 5 right of a crest, half long, 50, 6 left, 40, keep right into 6 left plus of a crest, keep in into flat 6 right plus long, 50, slow, keep left over crest, caution slippy break in 30, turn 3 right, tightens, 3 out, 80, 6 left, 60, crest into flat 6 right, to keep left over crest, 80, caution slow crest, 20 early 4 right minus, keep in into 1 left plus, 60, line into 5 right tightens, keep in, to crest, into 4 left tightens, opens, 50, very narrow half 2 right, 3 out, 100, late 1 left plus, tightens narrow, into slippy, 2 right minus, tightens, keep in, and 4 left, 40.
Finland's Gianni Passanen was on his second rally for Mitsubishi, but he was about to become the first victim of day 2. Broken steering meant the Lancer was done. After a disappointing first day, Richard Burns was determined to move up the leaderboard. Equally 4th fastest, Burns and co-driver Robert Reed had not only passed Armin Schwartz to move into 9th, but the pair were now only 7 seconds or so away from snatching 8th. It was Burns' teammate Harry Rovanpera who shared the 4th fastest stage time, and he too moved up a place, passing Freddie Loix to claim 7th. Loix himself was 7th quickest, but the 2.5 seconds lost to Rovanpera was enough to drop the Belgian to 8th.
Rechtsboven op 75. Rechtshouden top 50, klinkt 100 min wip. 75, rechtshouden top 50, klinkt 100 min wip. En 75.
Despite the fact that Marcus Kronholm hasn't lost on gravel since last September, he has yet to win a stage here in Cyprus, and it was just a mere 0.4 of a second that prevented him from winning stage 7.
Ja oikein nopea kivet sisällä. Ja nyppy oikein täys. 7 ja haen. Nyppy oikein täys. 8.
Colin McRae and Carlos Sainz have both gambled on taking a tire more suited to slightly muddy conditions, and the choice looked to have mixed results. McRae was third quickest, but lost 1.6 seconds to Grunholm as a result. Listen in as Nicky Griff's fires out the pace notes, and then Colin even asked for him to read even faster.
And K right tightens the slow 4, opens over crest, don't cut. Into left tightens the slow. The 6 right over crest, 70, 6 right over crest. Into left, tightens the slow 4. 30, left tightens the 3 plus. And 4 right plus. And 6 right over crest, keep in, into left tightens the 4 minus. 30, K 3 right tightens. Into 6 right. And 6 left over crest, 70. 3 left, opens long. Into 6 right, over crest, opens. Into 6 left. Into 6 left over crest. And 6 right, opens. Into crest, into turn right, tightens the 4 plus, 3 outside. 70, 6 left, opens. Into long 6 right, 100. K right, tightens the 3 plus over crest. And 3 left plus, tightens, don't cut. 50, 6 right, and 6 right tightens. Okay, and left over crest tightens to 5 plus.
Amazing how fast Colin processes all that information. But teammate Carlos Sainz used the same tires to much better effect. His stage win was Ford's 5th from 7. Today's insight from the virtual spectator comes from early in stage 7. Solbert Subaru, the 2 Peugeots of Grunholm and Burns, and the Mitsubishi of Alistair McRae are more or less equal over the bridge. But while the Impreza and the 206s stay fairly close together, the Lancer quickly starts to fall back. As well as being slightly slower out of the corners, keep an eye on the speed readouts at the bottom of the screen. While the first 3 all hit a high of 90 miles an hour or so, the Lancer is 1 or 2 miles an hour slower. Mitsubishi's problems, you'd have to think, aren't just confined to tarmac. So after the day's first run, Colin McRae still had the lead, but Grunholm was closer than ever. Meanwhile, the pack looked to be drifting back a bit. Tommy Mackinnon under the hood again, but it might not be as bad as it looks. Unfortunately, Tommy's got lots of experience under there. Stage 8 in Cyprus, and while the sun was still shining down in Limassol, it had been raining in the mountains. Freddie Loik slithered around in the mud, but the conditions would cause further problems for the Hyundai before the stage finished. The accent cut out following a water splash. Loik's losing time getting the car going again, and so dropped to 9th place. Kenneth Eriksson was also under pressure. 9 seconds were lost to the chasing Harry Rovanpera, so the pair were now separated by under a second, and Eriksson's 6th place looked shaky. Tommy Mackinnon was concerned as well. He moved to within 5.5 seconds of snatching 4th place from Francois Duval. But a mystery engine fault was troubling the Finn. We'll go on board the Subaru to listen in.
Lyhyt vasen eli +3. Pirun pitkä vasen, nopea, tiukka. Ja oikee miinus tiukka, 3. Oikee nopea, plus.
Teams really
Ja vasen
strengthen up
pitkä
the
vasen,
undersides of the
nopea,
cars through
+5.
Cyprus to protect from those big rocks,
8.
tearing out the bottom side of the
Pitkä
car.
oikee nopea, plus helppo. Heti vasen kivi sisällä 15, tiukka servo oikee, kirraa risteys. 5, pitkä vasen nopea. Helppo alku, kirraa ja kapenee pahasti. Ja oikee 25, tiukka serpo vasen kässäri, kapea. 2. Tiukka serpo, oikee kässäri.
Tässä on jotain vikaa tässä.
No.
Tää ei vedä.
Joo, tiukka serpo, oikee kässäri. Putki varmaan tukos. Vasen täys 3, pitkä paha, oikee leveä.
Tää on ihan
The lever to the right that Tommy keeps reaching for on the hairpins is a handbrake. Helps him to make a tight emergency brake turn.
Pitkä paha vasen,
Not that you've ever done that in your car.
Serpo,
Don't try that at
oikee
home.
kirraa. Vasen eri plus 4. Vasen eri aukee, kivet sisällä. Huomio 45. Vasen heti tiukka serpo oikee.
On the road section after the stage, Mäkinen's hood was up and there was definitely some head scratching going on.
something wrong with the engine. I don't know, is it just turbo or exhaust pipe damage or something, but we lost completely torque. I stole the engine once. It is completely.
Marco Martin was on different tires to those of his colleagues. Colin McRae and Carlos Sainz, and the difference showed. Only 10th fastest. Martin dropped well over a second a kilometer to both his teammates.
150, bumpy straight, flat left into 6 right, 53 right through dip water, wipers, 40, 6 minus left, 30, 3 plus left hair, 20, 4 minus right.
Listen to all the stones getting kicked up onto the underside of the car. That's why the team spends so much time and effort in making sure the bottom side of the car is protected. One of those big rocks that'll rip out the transmission and your day is done.
Slow. 20, 4 left into turn hairpin right. 20, 6 right into 3 minus left, tightens, narrow. 6 right and tight hairpin left. 30, hairpin right. 80, 6 left. 20, 2 minus right hair into hairpin left. On the blower as well. 30,
Martin, you can hear is complaining about how hot it is in the cockpit. Zone driver Michael Park telling them the air conditioning, or in their case the blower, working as hard as it can.
Don't cut. 30, 6 left. 40, 5 left, don't cut. 50 left into hairpin right. 80, braking, tight hairpin left. 150, easy left, 50, braking, 4 plus right, long, long. And 4 plus left, long, long.
Those muddy conditions suited the tire choice of the two senior Ford drivers. Colin McRae was second fastest, extending his lead over Grunholm once again to 8.4 seconds.
Opens into 6 right, 30, left tightens to 3 plus.
Stage 8, though, was a far less happy hunting ground for the younger McRae and his co-driver David Sr. Alistair Rally hasn't gone well so far and it was about to take a turn for the worse. Literally, hang on.
Do you want to get out or should we stay in?
In the end, the pair got out to supervise the recovery operation. Mitsubishi was soon back on its wheels, but their mechanics have a little work to do. Back and away, both would work to re-plug into the radio, regain their bearings, and tighten their belts, all of which aren't easy when your adrenaline is pumping and the car's moving.
Can you hear me? Hello? Hang on. Right, so it's okay, down there. And hairpin left. Hang on. 30, left tightens to K and opens slight. 50. Right tightens to medium and tightens to K plus. Into flat left. 50, slow easy left. Opens, don't cut, 70. Care braking left over small crest. And tight turn hairpin right. 100, turn hairpin left. Right. Yeah, I'm okay now. 120.
No such worries for Carlos Sainz. Thanks to that tire gamble, he's hit the fastest time for the second stage in a row. Carlos Sainz, however, was still in 17th place, so the stage wins had no effect on the leaderboard. McRae still led Grönholm with Martin in third, but Mäkinen was now threatening Duvall, and sixth place Kenneth Eriksson was just 9/10 of a second ahead of Rovanperä, with Burns now 8th. Hey, we're coming right back with more World Rally on Speed. Stage 9 of Cyprus at nearly 20 miles, the longest of the rally, would see a change of fortune for the Fords. The Subaru of Petter Solberg was second fastest, a full 5 seconds quicker than Carlos Sainz. The stage was a lot drier than the previous two, so the Ford tire choice didn't work as well.
Opens 20, 1 right minus, 10, 1 left plus, tightens minus, into short 3 right, opens 40.
Solberg was now 13th overall, also helped by Francois Delacour, breaking a drive shaft on the stage and losing over a minute and a half.
50 mètres, gauche 80, bon. C'est pas possible le temps. Ah, tu dois se tromper. 75 mètres à 90.
But there was more good news for Subaru. Tommi Mäkinen's mystery engine fault had disappeared, and he set the fastest time.
Ja tosi pitkä vasen nopea plus kirraa 2. 4. Oikein nopea plus helppo aukee 3. Tiukka serpo vasen kivi sisällä ja pikku poppu.
This time it was Harry Rovanperä's Peugeot, which was the quickest of the French cars, 4th quickest. Rovanperä and co-driver Risto Pitalainen were now 5th overall, with their teammates Richard Burns and Robert Reed also in a point-scoring position for the first time. They climbed to 6th. One reason for Burns' good fortune was Francois Duvall's retirement. His excellent run, which included his first stage win, remember, came to an end with suspected engine failure early on in the stage.
I'm in the station, but we don't have oil pressure in the engine, and it's very noisy, bad noise on the engine. What we should do, continue or break the engine? I don't think so. This is a good idea to continue.
Volcan inside? I don't know.
The wall pressure, no water. Wall pressure finish, the engine is stop.
Those wet pattern gravel tires had worked for Colin McRae and Carlos Sainz on the first 2 stages, but the third wasn't so successful for the Ford duo. Sainz was 3rd quickest, with McRae only 7th, so the gap from the Focus to Grönholm's Peugeot was now back down to under 2 seconds again.
Into 2 right plus tightens. Into left and 2 right tightens. And long 2 left minus. And right tightens to 2 opens.
Colin's co-driver Nicky Christ is also suffering from an upset stomach here today. So with the clouds rolling in, here's how the top 6 stacked up. Still anybody's rally to win or lose.
Marcus, 1.9 seconds behind Colin now. The fight is well and truly on.
Yes, it is, but the weather conditions are they are changing a lot. Here is sunshine, but on the stages it could be muddy now, I think, also.
Did you have a good feeling on those 3 stages?
Yes, everything's working well and I don't have any problems and tires is correct for me and it's good.
Alistair, you seem to have redesigned the aerodynamics on the car. What happened?
Yeah, no, just on a tight hairpin left. Come round the corner and went to accelerate out the corner, and I think the wheels were on the loose at the side and just sort of fell onto the outside of the banking and just slid down the bank and rolled onto the road below. So not a quick accident, but did enough damage.
It was enough damage for the Mitsubishi mechanics to need almost every second of the 20 minutes of service time allowed to repair the car. Ever wonder what happens after the stage and before the drivers get to service? Between racing, the cars travel on public roads. The sections aren't exactly enjoyable.
These cars, they are not built up for normal road, and they are not as comfortable as normal road cars.
Talking, relax, try to get the energy for the next stage, talk about the next stage, and of course drive the speed limits who is normal for every other people in the traffic.
They also give the crews a chance for emergency repairs.
Maybe we're changing some tires also to front and rear, just to get the maximum out of the tires.
You don't want to relax too much. You are thinking about stages, and you are thinking about the day. It's a little bit boring time.
Welcome back to Cyprus. Stage 10 was a repeat of 7, but this time there was a threat of rain in the air. After all the problems on day 1, Peter Solberg's Subaru was running second on the road. As a result, Solberg got through the stage before the rain came, which helped him to set the fastest time.
Left minus, double tightens, don't cut, 40. 4 right plus, keep in into slow, 5 left of a crest, opens, 1 left plus to the gaps that we make.
Behind the Subaru came 2 Peugeots. Richard Burns, Solberg's former teammate at Subaru, was equally third quickest, while Harry Rovanperä was 0.6 of a second quicker than his colleague. Tommy Mäkinen finished the stage on exactly the same time as Burns. The gap from first place to third was now exactly 24 seconds.
Pitkä Koovasen miinus aukeaa yli hypyn. Ja vasen täys 120. Oikein täysmiinus kapea pomppi, kivi sisällä ja ulkona 140 pidä keskellä. Helppo vasen plus tarkasti pomppii 140. Serpo oikein aukee. Vasen 3. Lyhyt Koovasen aukee heti, älä oikaise pomppu sisällä. Ja helppo vasen plus 3. Huomio, pitkä Koovasen plus aukee. Ja oikein eri tiukka rockamperi pidä sisällä aukee.
You can really hear Tommy feathering that throttle.
Täys jatkuu, pitkä helppo
constantly trying to move the car forward.
Huomio, pitkä K oikein plus. Heti pirun pitkä Koovasen plus aukee heti. 3. Pirun pitkä K oikein miinus. Ja lyhyt vasen eri 4. Hyppy vasemmalle 2.
And you can see the light rain developing on the windshield.
Jatkuu, pitkä Koovasen aukee. 100. Pirun pitkä K oikein miinus, aukee vähän. Ja vasen ja pitkä oikein nopeus, helppo.
On board now with Marcus Kronholm, and talk about evenly matched. He was just 1/10 of a second slower on stage 10 than Colin McRae through the short stage, so the gap from first to second hardly changed. Confirmation of exactly how things stood at the rally's halfway point. McRae's lead was now precisely 2 seconds, while fourth place Marco Martin looked to be dropping back to within range of the 2 Peugeots. Kenneth Eriksson was now also less than 9 seconds in front of Lois. Stick around because things are about to get interesting. Remember those rain clouds I mentioned a little while ago? Well, good thing these boys have wipers. They're about to get soaked. Stage 11 was another chance for the crews to tackle the 7-mile Platforus test. Again, Peter Solberg and co-driver Phil Mills are able to get through the stage before the rain fell, and again the pair set the quickest time. This time, though, the rain would be even heavier than on the previous stage, and the Peugeots wouldn't like the conditions. Have a look as we ride with Richard Burns and Robert Reed.
Fast right and easy right long.
60.
Now, one good thing for Burns here today is they were able to work on the blowers yesterday and get more cool air into the cockpit for today's stages.
30, medium left, minus, and opens. 60, flat left, 50, medium right plus tightens and narrows. 30, medium left, tightens to fast left minus. 40, slippy from here, slight right. 50, slight left, stone. 40, medium right, stone. To K right, stone. To flat right. 60, medium right in and fast right minus. 20.
Watch how Richard just searches for the perfect moment in the slide. So once again to press the accelerator and get the car moving
20,
forward.
medium left minus long, stone. 30, K right tightens bad in. 60.
Extremely quick, but extremely patient.
Left max. 30, fast right plus long, slippy. 50, easy left minus. Tightens 40, fast right plus over bump. To easy right, long 50. K left tightens 10, slow K left, long. 20, K right in, tightens maybe. 20, K left plus tightens. 20, K right in. 60. Medium left minus, tightens 10, K left plus tightens, long, 30, K right plus, long, 40, fast right minus long, 60, left max 20, medium right, stone, 30, medium left braking 10, K left plus, in, 20, medium right, minus, 20, flat left, 70, medium right plus over bump, tightens maybe 80, flat right, tightens, braking and flat right, 60 over bump, fast left minus tight, and fast left minus.
Burns was the fastest 206 driver this time, 4th quickest, but by now 5th overall. The reason? A moment's loss of concentration by Harry Rovanperä. Listen in.
Vasenko 2. Oikein takaviho risteys.
7. The roll only cost a bit around 20 seconds, but more importantly, Rovanperä was now down to 6th. Despite an oil leak on the way to the stage, Kenneth Eriksson was 0.7 of a second quicker than Freddie Loix, so the Swede clung on to 7th place. Marcus Grönholm was just 7th quickest, losing another 8 seconds or so to the charging McRae, and 3 seconds to the man in 3rd place, Tommy Mäkinen. The rally leader was 2nd fastest, but Colin McRae was a full 17.2 seconds slower than Solberg, which gives you an idea of just how much the conditions had changed. So here's the leaderboard after 11 stages, Grönholm well within striking distance, while his teammates scrapped over 5th. Stage 12 was another 18.5-mile affair, but the rain threatened to be a bigger influence on the result than the rocks and stones. For the 3rd stage in a row, the conditions helped Solberg, but on this occasion, things were a lot more even. Even so, he was fastest again, this time by over 35 seconds. So Solberg had clearly decided he could still salvage a point or two from the rally. For others, though, the rain meant misery. The incredible downpour of heavy rain and even hailstones was bad enough for those crews that had windscreen wipers, but Francois Delacour's had broken, and he lost over 6 minutes with almost zero visibility. Wiping always makes it just worse. Tony Gardemeister in the Skoda was another whose wipers would give up on what seemed an unequal struggle. His time lost, though, was over 10 minutes, and he dropped from 11th to 16th as a result. Talk about driving while blind. The great battle between Gardemeister's teammate Kenneth Eriksson and Freddie Loix came to a premature end on stage 12 when the Hyundai retired with gearbox failure. Tommy Mäkinen, who'd have good cause to hate stage 12, a spin, then having to drive around 4 miles with a broken wheel rim, the Subaru driver was 1 minute and 45 seconds slower through the stage than his colleague Solberg.
leveä. 2.
Oh, that'll leave a mark. That's where Mäkinen broke the wheel rim.
Pitkä vasen nopea aukeaa leveä. 2 pitkä oikein nopea miinus ylös. Ei tässä nähnyt, että mikä se oli, kun se meidänkään tiedä mihin osui. Pitkä K-vasen miinus yli hyppy. 10 oikein nopea aukeaa heti. 2. Hyppy ja lyhyt vasen nopea aukeaa heti vähän liukas. Ja oikein ja nyppy lyhyt vasen.
Marco Martin's day 2 performance had never really matched that of day 1. He and Michael Park had never looked like winning a stage, and a missed-up windscreen on stage 12 merely added to their problems. They dropped to 5th place, allowing rejuvenated Burns to snatch 4th.
And 3 minus left here. Visuals.
Third fastest, Grunholm spent much of the stage crawling through conditions which looked more like the Rally of Great Britain than Cyprus. Although amazingly, the end of the stage was bone dry again. McRae's Ford Focus, though, was only 15 seconds faster than the Peugeot. The 95 world champ was also taking his time, refusing to be caught out by the treacherous conditions, but his lead had now grown to over 25 seconds.
Continues. Step outside. Okay, long left, tight, slippy.
But his brother Alistair wasn't so fortunate. He was another of the victims of stage 12, retiring his Mitsubishi with engine failures.
Tony, I think your problem was quite obvious on that stage.
Very, very bad thing. We broke the windscreen wipers on the about after 15 k's or something, and we stopped many times because we can't see nothing.
This stage is heavy raining and I not can see nothing, and muddy coming in the sideways and water coming inside the windscreen is most terrible stage in my life.
Why was that?
Here is dry, but in the forest completely it was raining. Water all over the road.
That's probably the worst stage you've ever done. It was terrible, really bad.
Marcus Grunholm said exactly the same.
It's no, it was just so much rain you could hardly see, and the road was like a river. The car was just aquaplaning everywhere.
Horrible driving conditions, but killer video. Even with the horrible conditions, the top 3 were able to solidify their positions over 4th, 5th, and 6th. The first proper gravel event of the season, Cyprus, has a few drivers back in their element and a few out of theirs. We're going to ride on board for a little while now so you can see who's got what it takes to be fast, yet in control. All right, quickly, find the road and crank it up.
Slow 4 opens over crest, don't cut. Into left tightens to slow. Into 6 right over crest, 70, 6 right over crest. Into left, tightens to slow 4. 30. Left tightens to 3 plus, and 4 right plus, and 6 right over crest, keep in, into left tightens to 4 minus, 30, K 3 right tightens, into 6 right, and 6 left over crest, 70, 3 left, opens long, into 6
Notice how
right,
the tight hairpins will give it a quick slick to the wrong direction before turning it to the apex of the corner?
Into 6 left over crest, and 6 right opens, into crest, into turn right, tightens the 4 plus, 3 outside. 70, 6 left opens, into long 6 right, 100, K right tightens to 3 plus over crest, and 3 left plus, tightens, don't cut. 50, 6 right, and 6 right tightens. Okay, and left over crest tightens to 5 plus.
Vasenko 2. Oikein takavino risteys. 7.
Oikee täys 5. Vasen loiva, oikee helppo, pirun pitkä kirraa. Vasen täys yli 7. Oikee miinus yli, vasen miinus, pirun pitkä. Oikee loiva pitkä. Vasen loiva, pirun pitkä 8. Oikee tosi hidas risteys. Kivet ulkopuolella lopussa. 120. Oikee helppo, pirun pitkä 4.
Stay with us, speed's coming right back with more of the Rally of Cyprus. Stage 14 was canceled thanks to the bizarre weather, so stage 13 would be the day's last. Petter Solberg was again fastest, but easily the slowest was Tony Gardemeister, who lost over 6 minutes with an electrical problem.
Oikea serpuristeys. Ai. No. Mikäs siinä? Vasen kirraa 5.
Hirveä kivi siinä serpo.
Vasen serpuristeys.
Tähäks tää nyt jää?
3. Pyörä puuttuu tieltä. Niin persereijä helvetti.
Mikäs tää nyt tuli?
Älä aja vaan alas tosta. Koitetaan nyt mennä Oikein serpusta. Oikein serpusta 20.
Now, no matter what kind of car you're driving, that noise just can't be good.
Moi vitun persereijä helvetti.
Marcus Grönholm was just 7th quickest on the day's final stage, losing nearly another second to the rally leader.
7 ja oikealle vasen hidas.
Colin McRae, though, was more than happy with setting the 5th fastest time. He and the 14 badly need a victory here to put their championship hopes back on course, so there was no point in taking unnecessary risks. So the leaderboard at the end of day 2 looks like this. 26.2 seconds separate McRae and Grönholm. Tommy Mäkinen and Richard Burns set for a great scrap on the final day. The fight for the remaining point-scoring positions will go down to the wire. Seems with Petter Solberg intent to salvage something.
Can you win this rally tomorrow?
Yeah, we're in a good position to try, that's for sure, but nothing's guaranteed at the end of the day.
Marcus, end of day 2, you're 26 seconds down on Colin. Can you catch him tomorrow?
I don't know. Depends on the weather, and if it's really difficult, then maybe it's not so good idea to take a risk, but it's maybe a little bit too much. But let's see. Everything is possible.
Tommy, what's the plan for tomorrow? Catch Grönholm and McRae or keep Burns behind you?
I think Grönholm and McRae, they are too far away. I just try to keep Burns behind. I think that's the plan.
Remember, Speed's back again tomorrow with what looks to be a great finish from Lake 3, and then Rally Extra dissects the entire rally. So day 2 has seen more dramas, more retirements, and more amazing performances, but Colin McRae still leads. The question is, can he hang on, or will Ford's run of victories in Cyprus come to an end? Until tomorrow, I'm Ralph Shaheen. See you from Cyprus.